Hi everyone, this is Victoria Fashion and welcome back to my channel. This video I'm actually going to be discussing about a lot of things, a lot of topics. Wanted to discuss about what's going on with me and my depression definitely went away. Starting to get back on my feet. It took about a month and a half, close to 2 months to get back on my feet. I'm very happy about that I'm starting work again and I'm starting to have a routine. I'm still trying to have a better routine to create YouTube videos, but I think I wanted to talk about and reflecting upon this year and being here for almost 3 generations on this earth. The beginning of January was very chaotic. There was a lot of deaths and rebirths all at the same time. It was a lot for me to process. And I think that now I'm finally feeling emotional about it. Sometimes when a lot of things are going on at the same time, especially regarding the term death, and especially on a material level, so if somebody does pass away, which somebody did, it's hard for me to fully process it. And at that moment, I go into a state of shock. Comes from deaths, and part of my childhood is gone. Being involved in the death rock scene, especially in the early 2000s, being in California and being a part of the goth scene, having a goth scene at a specific area, in one town, if there's an event going on, and normally it's in Los Angeles, California, you have people from all over California and different counties come for that event, especially if it's a huge event occurring. But it used to be like that a lot when the early 2000s, and I believe in the 90s as well, people would come all the way from Inland Empire County, Riverside County, San Bernardino, or even San Francisco and the Bay Area to see a specific show or for a specific dance night. If a DJ was playing or it was a big event, people would come. And that's one of the most unique things that occur in California, and I'm truly grateful about it. So my point about this is that growing up in this scene, and this is the hard truth, but you will especially to my baby bats, you will experience death. From a friend, from an ex, from a DJ, and they sometimes happen a lot more than we want to believe. Whether if it's sickness or whether if it was substance abuse, there's one less of us in our subculture. The goth scene can offer stability and structure. So for example, when I was younger, the generation and the group that I was in, there was a bunch of us in that around that time. And what was nice is that it was very meaningful to the point that we had kickbacks. We would all go to a show, or we would go to a concert, or we would constantly go party, and we would make a ritual out of going out, and it was a good 10 people sometimes, or we would meet them at the club and we would always see them. Of course there's fallouts, of course there's people stop talking to each other just because they fell out of the scene, but still have contact in some form, some way. They've grown up and they're doing other things with their lives. So sometimes that group that you used to go out with, it starts getting smaller and smaller as you age. For example, mine, there was a bunch of us, 10, 15, and now it dropped down to 2 people. And these 2 people, they're my best friends, and they have been a part of my life for, I want to say, a good 12 years. There's also some people that I've met along the way that have strong friendships now. I love the fact that we're still around and we still have love and passion for the scene, but I must admit, I do miss how it was when I was growing up. It was a lot more underground. I felt like there was a lot more meaning behind the subculture than what it is now, especially since now it's a lot more trendier and being advertised to the masses. I mean, we have like fucking Chad here saying I need to be a goth bitch. Fuck you. Having, just because you dress all black, you're goth now. So it's ridiculous, but whatever. I'm not gonna go into that. Appreciate that I still have my friends in my life, and we have been friends for years. And when we do go out, and we don't really get together as much as we used to, but when we do, oh my goodness, it's always so much fun. That feeling comes back around when we party, when we used to party before. We used to have kickbacks and or have like deep discussions. Like, all those feelings come back 10 times more, and you learn to appreciate those moments. So, and I think that also could be defined as most other friendships within, like, it doesn't even have to be with the subculture. It's just like, even with some of your friendships that maybe you don't see as often as you used to when you were a kid, you know, now you cherish the moments that you do have with them. Yeah, so this particular part of my life is no longer in this earth, and when I found out, it was a very weird process. I didn't know how to feel, but I also just was numb about it. So I also just want to say, like, cherish the moments you have when you go out to the club. Cherish the moments that you can go out and simply curate a outfit together, or when you have a ritual of going out just and enjoying the subculture for what it is, or even when you go to buy a record or get a CD, going to a concert. Make the most of those memories. And I think this year is of like me getting out of my own way and all my bullshit, and just start really growing up. And I believe 31 was a year of me really realizing and simply just being in my own power. I believe you have all noticed that I don't really talk about the subculture as much, which I do want to change that. Sometimes it is like I lose the love for the scene because I just don't know what it is anymore, especially like dark wave. Let's talk about that. So dark wave changed completely. It is more synth pop. It's more about, it's very trendy now, which I knew was going to happen. Like I said in my previous video, that goth tends to have like a trend within their own subgenre. But it's not the same as the dark wave that I knew from the 80s and 90s, like Clan of Zymox, or even like early Lacrimosa, Frozen Autumn, that old school stuff. And I know that it can be very repetitive, but I think I just missed the gloomy aspect of goth, and the melodrama of it all, the things that would, the music that really spoke from the heart. And I think that right now, that's the problem with trends, and is that what I really hope to see a change is more authenticity within the music scene. It doesn't have to be the goth scene. Well, of course it has to do with the goth scene, but also like many other scenes out there. It feels good to be yourself, you know, and I that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about doing YouTube videos and uploading content, because it's very, there are a couple of bands that are going to be playing this year, so I'm gonna try to do my best to see if I could bring them in this channel. So for example, in Los Angeles, Cinema Strange is playing, so Lucas Lathier is gonna be playing his set of a lot of the songs from Cinema Strange, not just only Deadfly ensembles, which he usually, when he does usually perform, or at least like a couple years ago when he was living in California, he would only play Deadfly songs. So I'm really excited about that one. Diva Destruction. I never thought in my mind that I would Diva Destruction perform. Also released a new song, so definitely check it out. I'm not going to Cruel World, so that's off my list. I'm realizing I don't really like festivals that much. One, it's too expensive. Two, I hate being underneath the sun. I hate being around people, and I get very claustrophobic when there's a lot of people. And I don't necessarily get too claustrophobic when I'm around like goth festivals like that, but um, because of because I'm around with like my people, but I do still get it because I get overwhelmed, and I just don't like not I don't like small spaces, so that's why I don't end up going to a lot of them too. But again, it's ultimately because they're very expensive. So, but I am gonna try to see Slowdive and Drop Majesty because I do love those bands. Those are one of my favorite bands. Incubus Succubus is going to be performing. Trying to do more content with interviews again, and as well as recording concerts, especially since there's known bands that are going to be playing this year and last year. I really knew that last year was the year of goth. Like Susie played, Bauhaus played, The Mission played, Chameleons played, Christian Death, like so many so many bands started playing, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, and of course I missed a lot of them. So yeah, it's still reoccurring, especially like those smaller bands. The scene has been withstanding for a good 40 years, and I don't know if this is me kind of saying like I'm quitting the subculture, because I don't feel like I'm not, but and I still there's a lot of videos that I need to discuss about music and about like just other subjects that like I need to focus on the subculture. But when you get older as well, and I've seen this happening to a lot of old school goths, they don't go to the club anymore. They don't go to like every weekend. But when there's a concert, a really big concert, you best believe all of them come out of their cave. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I just would rather go to a concert and then go to a club. Sometimes I go to clubs because I need to dance. I love dancing, and I love fucking mopping the fucking floor. It's also very different now. So I don't know. I almost feel like out of place sometimes because there's like new baby bats and new people. And I don't know how to react sometimes because I'm also very socially awkward. You know, that's another reason why I don't really go for it too. But yeah. But anyways, I want to conclude this video of just enjoy life, enjoy the subculture, be who you are. There's plenty of goth bands that I'm definitely going to discuss about. I think in real life, I'm just more exiting the subculture for a little bit, and then maybe I'll come back. But right now I do gotta focus on this YouTube channel and talk more about it. I don't even know. See, that's what I mean. It's like, it's my home, but I don't think I can never fully go away or exit the subculture. It's just right now there's more priorities, and I want to be very expansive in my life. And I think the subculture is a part of me, but it's also not my whole life at all anymore. And so yeah, there's more focus in my areas in my life, you know, that I definitely do want to work on. Also, value your friendships, value them, and love your friends no matter what. I think that you know, it's being in the subculture, it can be very heavy. It could be sad. It could be nostalgic, and it could also be very heartbreaking. So I would definitely say appreciate your loved ones a lot. So but yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe on my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.